Ladies and gentlemen, we finally did it. We hit that big bang. The Phillies in this offseason, we all have been still feeling that World Series loss. And listen, it definitely sucked. Crazy how this season and how far we went to end in that matter. And of course, the goal this offseason is how do we get back there? How do we beat the likes of the Houston Astros, who are obviously making noise of their own? This is how you start it off. You start off with the bang. You go ahead and you sign Trea Turner, the guy that you have been heavily linked to over the past couple of weeks. Honestly, this past 2 seasons, to be quite honest with you. And this is the bang that we all needed to start off with. Welcome everyone to this breaking edition of Phillies Talk, as the Phillies have officially signed Trea Turner. We got the official word, Jeff Passan giving us the news that he will be a Philadelphia Philly. We got the number details as well, but I want to formally welcome everybody here to today's breaking edition of Phillies Talk. We weren't going to listen. We're planning on doing Sixers Talk live here tonight. Obviously, that didn't go. That we'll still have tonight, but the Phillies really giving us some news here today, middle of the day. So Trea Turner signs an 11-year deal, $300 million, 27 annual average salary. I can't say that I can be too mad, because Trea Turner is exactly what you need for this team. You get yourself an elite shortstop who is going to be 30 years old by season start. And this guy has won a World Series. I believe he went deep with the Dodgers for those 2 seasons that he was there, obviously coming from the Washington Nationals. And we know why he was heavily linked with the Phillies, because Bryce Harper is the assistant to the assistant GM. He's the assistant GM / player. And so when Bryce Harper says, I want Trea Turner, you kind of have to go and get Trea Turner as best as you can. And it was really interesting because the Phillies were also heavily linked to Xander Bogaerts, which I do think made negotiates a little bit interesting because of the history that Bogaerts has with Dave Dombrowski from their time over in Boston. But at the end of the day, I think that Trea Turner fits with this baseball team a little bit more. Trea brings a really good glove. That's most important, and a bat that's obviously really dangerous. And when you look at some of his stats, last year with the Los Angeles Dodgers, he was a .298 hitter, had 100 RBIs, and he hit 21 home runs. And for his career, he's a .302 hitter with 268 RBIs and 124 home runs. So he's exactly what this lineup definitely needs. Offensively, look, Trea Turner brings to you another bat that you could put near the top of the lineup. And more importantly, he gives you another option as a leadoff guy. I know a lot of people were frustrated with Kyle Schwarber and they didn't want to see him in there every day. And I do agree to an extent. I don't think that you should have one guy to kind of lean off on as your leadoff guy, because when Kyle Schwarber is having an off moment like he did at the beginning of last year, or he's hurt and you need to find another guy, I don't want to see Matt Vierling up there. I don't want to see JT Realmuto. I don't want to see makeshift leadoff guys because you have no other options. Now you have 1A, you have 1B. Depending on the matchup, you have different options of what you can try to use as that leadoff guy. And I think Trea Turner really provides that. And it makes it really exciting when you can switch between Kyle Schwarber and Trea Turner. And where do you put him in the line? I feel like my grade A lineup going forward will probably be Schwarber still leading off. I would put Trea Turner at 2, Bryce Harper, probably put him back at the 3, JT Realmuto at the 4. I would put Rhys Hoskins at the 5. I would keep Nick Castellanos at the 6 slot. I'd obviously put Brandon Marsh still at my 9th, and then Bryson Stott at the 8th. And that's with the lineup that I would kind of roll in going into next year. Obviously, you can interchange with that. Obviously, you could try to do Trea Turner at the 1 at the 1 hole. Maybe something along the lines of JT 2. You could put Kyle Schwarber 3, Bryce Harper 4, and then keep everything else kind of the same. The options are kind of endless, and I would love to hear from you guys what you would want to see as the batting lineup. But look, the name of the game going into this offseason is trying to beat the Houston Astros. I think a part of the reason why you lost to Houston, you look at that baseball team, there was a lot of dogs. Batting and even their pitching, there was a lot of freaking dogs. I still think that there is work to be done with this team, but you added yourself another legit dog that can get you over the hump. I really do feel like if you have Trea Turner on last year's roster against Houston Astros, I think it would have been a much better series here. And realistically, what you're doing with this move is you are upgrading from Gene Segura. That's realistically what it is. You're upgrading from Gene Segura. So now you have one of the best shortstops in baseball. It's been a while since we've been able to say that right here in Philly, since the days of Jimmy Rollins. But now you move Trea Turner to shortstop. You move Bryson Stott to second base, where I think that he's going to absolutely flourish. If you guys remember, when Gene Segura was out last year, that was a spot that you put Bryson Stott in, and I thought he did a really fantastic job. So I think that this infield has been solidified. Rhys Hoskins to first base. Listen, I understand a lot of your guys' frustrations, and look, there could be a possibility he gets dealt. I don't think that is likely at this point. I think that the Phillies are going to keep rolling on with him, but I'll be honest with you guys, there's not many better first basemen out there in Major League Baseball. I'm telling you, the numbers are out there. So you got Rhys at first, Bryson Stott at second, Trea Turner at shortstop, and Alec Boehm at third base. World Series, baby. Book those damn flights. Get that tattoo on your leg. I'm obviously kidding, but the excitement has instilled with us. I mean, we haven't talked Phillies baseball realistically for the last 2 months. We've still been reeling, and this is definitely one way to kind of ease our pain with this Phillies baseball team. It's freaking fantastic, and you got to find a way that the goal this offseason and continuing with every single other move, you have to find a way to be better than the Houston Astros, and this is definitely going to be a great way to start that. 6 players in the Phillies lineup has been locked up for a total of $1 billion. That is the nutty business that is baseball. Bryce Harper, Trea Turner, Zach Wheeler, JT Realmuto, Nick Castellanos, and Kyle Schwarber all locked up. That is all equaling to $1 billion. If you wanted to tell me that this organization did not want to win, I'm going to call you a damn mother effing liar. And let's be honest with ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I feel good heading into this baseball season. Not just for making another World Series run, but how about a division title in the process? Because I'm not even scared of the Atlanta Braves anymore. The New York Mets, I'm sorry, but they have taken a step back. Justin Verlander over Jacob deGrom, I'm sorry, but that's not really putting too much fear in me. Okay? I think that this division next year can very well be here for the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, things still need to happen. And obviously, you saw Zach Eflin gets a great deal to the Tampa Bay Rays, which kudos to Zach Eflin. An organization like Tampa that doesn't usually like to spend money and usually are pretty efficient with their money. I don't understand the move, but hey, do what you got to do. We love you, Zach Eflin. Go get your dough. We ain't mad about it. Kyle Gibson goes down to Baltimore. I think it's a perfect situation for him. Not a lot of pressure down there. It's still kind of technically rebuilding. So when you're looking at this roster and you're looking at how to continue supplementing this team, I still think that they need another starting pitcher. Now, Mick Abel and, of course, Andrew Painter are within the system, and there's still a lot of hype surrounding around those guys. Does Dombrowski and this organization trust those kids to come make that leap and be a starter? Painter's one I can envision. Abel, I would hold off just a little bit, but I do think that going out there and getting yourself another starter would be very beneficial. Obviously, you have Wheeler, Nola, and Suarez. Getting yourself another starting pitcher would continue solidifying it. Again, got to beat the likes of the Astros. You saw what they did. Christian Javier, Justin Verlander, which obviously they did lose. But you guys get the picture. They got arms, and we need to compete with that, especially with the bullpen. Do we add another bullpen piece? Obviously, Eflin and Gibson leaves that playoff bullpen, so you obviously need to supplement that. And Corey Knebel, what will be the deal with him? I don't believe, I'll have to double check. I can actually look up here. I don't believe that Corey Knebel signed more than a one. I thought he signed a prove-it type of deal with the Philadelphia Phillies. But regardless, the bullpen is definitely 1 to 2 pieces, something you're going to have to kind of add on. And it was a 1-year, $10 million deal that he signed last year. So he is a free agent. If they want to bring him back, it would have to be less than $10 million. I don't think he's worth $10 million here. But this bullpen, the one thing we could say, it's not a complete rebuild because obviously these guys have improved upon. Last year, they were one of the best bullpens in baseball. So you're really just adding on some depth that's going to be big. I do think that they also still should go out and get another outfielder. I love Matty V. But we don't know how long we're going to be without Bryce Harper. Don't really feel too confident with Nick Castellanos out there every day as the outfielder. So that would be one position that I would definitely be looking at to supplement and to kind of upgrade as well. So offseason still underway, but Dave Dombrowski continues to strike magic on this baseball team. This was a domino effect that we were all waiting for. Now that this is out of the way, now we can just focus on adding more. I really do think that this Phillies team, the most important thing that they're going to have to add going forward is another starting pitcher. Because I'm not sure if Painter and Apel are ready for that. And you just got rid of Gibson, and you just got rid of Eflin, and I believe Syndergaard also is gone. So you need to find two more guys at least, or at least one guy, and you can find that fifth starter for the regular season. But for the playoffs, really that's what you need. And also, I mean, you do still have Bailey Falter. Obviously, you saw what happened in the playoffs. It kind of went away from Bailey Falter, but he was a big piece of them getting to the playoffs within last year. So we'll see what happens, man. But this is definitely a great way to start it off, man. Trea Turner. Who's getting those Trea Turner jerseys, huh? Who's getting themselves the Trea Turner jerseys? Holy smokes, congratulations. What's up, Luke? Thank you so much, brother, man. It's a great day here in Philly. That's a great way to start off the week, man. On Monday, a little midweek breaking news, a little Phillies breaking news. What's up right now? How you feeling, man? Are you excited for the Phillies? Or are you still holding out hope for the New York Mets? Phillies season, man. It is Phillies season. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this breaking edition. Listen, again, Trea Turner is a Philadelphia Philly. Boo right now. Boo. Go Phils. Go Phils. So as more news comes out with the Phillies and the Union, of course, we're also on the Union all season. We'll be doing some more stuff like this. Obviously, time constrained. Mondays are tough for me, so I just wanted to get this out as soon as possible and get that news out to you and give you guys my instant thoughts. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Read them in the comment section. So let me know in the comment section your thoughts on the Trea Turner news. Thank you so much for watching here, guys, on this Phillies Talk Live. We'll be back here tonight for Sixers game recap, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name of El Parcero Philly, and I'm telling you guys, let's go Phillies. Talk to you guys soon.